open yourself to volunteering. Warehouse is the biggest one, right? This is very important actually. Other people will go out there and say, my partner has been a head of the IT department, the head of marketing.
Oh my god! Welcome to our channel, Nomakaya K Munaheng. We love you, mommy.
Sanibonan Bantase. I want us to have a chat, right? Lately I've been receiving a lot of messages of people asking about their own dependence, right? And they're worried what's going to happen with my spouse or my partner when you get to the United Kingdom. Is it easy to find jobs? After how long did your husband find a job? Those are the questions that I've been getting, right? And I thought, let me just prepare this informal video so that I can allay your anxiety a little bit, right? First, I want to say that you need a partner that will be willing to work and get any type of job in order for you guys to settle as a family, right? There's different types of job, and one thing that I want to point out is that in UK, no job is looked down upon, right? You find people who are working as they're collecting rubbish, they're cleaning the road, they're cleaning offices after hours, they are into cooking, they're in retail, and they're in all of these kind of jobs. What other jobs can you think of? Work, warehouse. No, teacher, you need a qualification. Warehouse is the biggest one, right? I know that a lot of people would discourage you going to a warehouse because in a warehouse they expect you to work like a machine, like a robot. If your work is to move this to there, move this to there, you are probably being timed to say in 2 minutes you must have moved 100 bottles. So you're like this continuously. You can't be seen sitting down, you can't be seen on your phone. So a lot of people have had bad experiences when it comes to warehouses. You would see that warehouses, there's a lot of jobs that are related to warehouses, but not all warehouses are the same. Take that warehouse job, work 1 day, work 2 days, and see if this is something that you are willing to do. You do have other people who will say that I've worked in a warehouse for 3 days and I needed a whole week to recover. I've worked in a warehouse and I never went back. And seriously, guys, that's how it is. If it's something that you can't do, it's okay. Get another job. And the biggest one is people going into the healthcare system to work as healthcare assistants. With healthcare assistants, they do appreciate it that you're already in the UK. You already have your right to work because that will be your BRP. So it's easy to hire you when you're already this side. But healthcare work is not easy, guys. It's not easy. It's draining. There's been instances where I had to assist other carers on the floor, and to be honest, it's no child's play. Care work is hectic. It takes a toll on you. For example, in a care home, you take care of the elderly, you help them to do their activities of daily living, and that starts when they wake up. When they wake up, you get them up, you wash them up, you check that they're okay, you bring them out to the lounge, you feed them, and you need to also check if they've had any bowel movements, and you change them and so forth. You need to take care of them, right? And that's not an easy job. I don't want to lie to you, but there are some partners who would take that kind of job. The reason why they do that, it's because the pay is good and you can take as many shifts as you want, because the country is in dire need of carers, right? You'd find that you might get 5 shifts, 6 shifts. That's how people earn good money. If you might remember my last pay slip, there's one where I was getting £3,000. £3,000 is about 70,000. So a lot of people are driven by what they are working towards, and they definitely want to work for their own families. That's why you find that other people are willing to work as carers, but there's also other people who are not cut out for being carers. So please do not be hard on your partners. Just encourage them to look for other jobs, right? Don't look only in the healthcare sector to say I want to be a carer, because a lot of people are doing it. If it's not for you, please don't go in there. Those elderly people need people to look after them, and people who are caring and who are passionate about the work, right? So when you're here, just look at NHS jobs. You do find that they would want assistant technicians. They might be looking for admin people. They might be looking for general workers. So you can look at things like that and not limit yourself to just being a carer and going in there for the money, and you're not doing it out of love, right? One thing that I wrote is compromise. You need a partner who's willing to compromise. There'll be instances where you work day shift, for example. Like for us healthcare workers, our work is strict, and I've seen that most of the contracts that you would get, it's your 44 hours where you're expected to work 4 days a week and you're off 3 days a week, right? On those other 3 days, your partner should be willing to work. So you might find that in the first year of you moving over to the United Kingdom, there'll be days or weeks or months where both of you are not meeting at all, right? So you need to have a partner who's willing to take a compromise, to say that I'll work the other 3 days, you work the 4 days, or I'll go on night shifts and then you stay on your day shift. And what is nice here is that most of the jobs, they're flexible. If you tell them I can only come 1 day a week, they do accept those kind of contracts. I can work 2 days a week. They do accept those kind of contracts because they're aware that childcare is expensive. I'm talking more on those people who be moving over with their kids, right? Because in the United Kingdom, you can't leave your kids alone if they're under the age of 16. So they can't be left in the house without any adult person. Okay, you need to have someone who's willing to compromise so that you guys can start a new life, can settle quicker. 2 incomes are definitely better than 1, right? That's out. Another point, you need a partner that is hands-on. By hands-on, I mean someone who is willing to say, I'll cook, I'll clean, I'll look after the kids, I'll prepare the kids, because 12-hour shifts, they're not easy, guys. You can't work 12 hours, come back home. You need to look after the kids, check if they've done their homework, get them ready, and you still have to cook. You still have to rest because the next day you're also going to work. So you need a partner who's hands-on and who's willing to meet you halfway. If right now your partner is unable to take off the kids, or Aunt Enlin who's looking after the kids, they need to play their part, because as you move to the United Kingdom, there's nothing like our Antilla. What I mean is that if you were to hire someone to look after your own kids, you need to pay them a minimum wage, right? If you find childminders would also charge you £10 per child. Yeah, and like if you might have seen my last video, pre-registered nurses are getting about £11. So you can imagine, if you're leaving your child for 12 hours with this person, you are working for them instead of working for you and your family. So most of the things need to be handled in the household by both partners. Otherwise, you're going to sink down, because you'll be expected to do everything. On your 3 days off, it will be too much as well, because you need to also do school run. You need also to look after the family. And there's also those times where you want to pick up an extra shift at work. So you wouldn't be willing to take an extra shift because you are tired. So you definitely need to be hands-on. The importance of all of this is that you both balance each other. You have enough rest. And on your off days, when you're both off, at least you're able to spend time as a family instead of the other person slaving away on their own, right? The next point that I wrote is to start. So after you've just landed and you don't have any jet lag anymore as a dependent, you should start. Look at your CV. Even now, you can still fix up your CV. Make sure it's in a UK standard so that when you get the site, you start applying. And this also reminds me about one of my friends. She told me that her husband found a job while they were still in quarantine. In those first few 14 days, he already got a job. He had about 4 interviews that he was preparing for, and he got a job. As soon as they were out of quarantine, they asked him, when do you want to start? And he started, and he's still in that job even now. So don't be afraid to put up your CV out there, send out those applications, and just hold your fingers. It's also not easy, guys, because there's also been a huge influx of us expats moving into the United Kingdom. So just be patient. prepare all your things and prepare thoroughly for your interviews, right? Another point that I wrote is sacrifice. So I guess sacrifice, we touch it when we were talking about compromise. You should be able to sacrifice some of your time so that you and your family can just start off. 2 salaries are better than 1. I've covered the healthcare sector. Some of the jobs, they're strict. They will tell you that we want someone who starts at 9 and knocks off at 4. So there are also those jobs where you find that they're not flexible, but please continue searching and do not lose hope, right? And then another one, this is a big one, guys. Open yourself to volunteering. So you would see that most of the places, especially your second-hand shops, what do they call them, baby? The one, yeah, but what is it? Saint charity shops. Thank you, charity shops, right? You will see that outside they will write, we are looking for a volunteer. So you can go in and just introduce yourself and tell them that you want to volunteer. This will definitely look good on your CV. People will be interested to say, okay, this person, you volunteered in a charity shop, and you never know who you would meet in that charity shop while you're still busy with your volunteering work. So I do encourage people to volunteer and be willing to work, right? And the big one now, for those who become the main applicants, right? For the main applicants, do not be shy to voice it out at the interview. What kind of shifts are you looking for, right? If you want to be on permanent night, please raise it at your interview to say, I want permanent nights, right? So that when they place you in wherever where you'll be working, they know that you want to be in permanent. Now I'm talking about my nurses, right? Because I found that with me, the first time I approached my manager and I informed her to say, my husband has been lucky to find a job, but his job needs him to be at work Monday to Thursday. I can only work there 3 days, and this is how it is. Can I please be on permanent? The question that you asked me was, did you say this at your interview? Right? So don't be afraid to voice it out, to say, I would like to be on permanent nights, or please can my employer be aware that I have kids, so me and my husband would like to balance our shifts, so I would appreciate it if they are open to discuss childcare. But one thing for sure, childcare is very important. They are willing to work around your shift, to work around everyone, to make sure that everyone is happy and everyone is still able to meet their shifts at the end of the month. So for dependents, I do encourage you to say, please make sure that you have someone who is willing to compromise, someone who's willing to take any kind of job. And as it is now, please practice to do some of the chores in the house so that you'll be able to balance each other and help each other as partners, right? And another thing that I wanted to say was, yes, guys, I do appreciate it whenever you come and ask so that I know what can I cover in my videos. So also, if there's something that worries you, please let me know. If you can post it on my comments, I always put my social platforms where we can connect and we can just talk about what worries you. I want to give you information that will help you to settle. So the more questions you send me and the more I see that there's a demand for this, I would definitely do a video and just discuss it, iron it out, and we see how it goes. So for my husband, for him, he got a job after 3 months. The first month, some of the jobs, they were strict in terms of when do they want him to start, and it was a Monday to Friday job. So that's also tricky because my contract is strictly 4 days. So if my husband got a job for 5 days, it means we'll have to pay nursery for 2 days. So what happened is that we paid nursery for 1 day, and 1 day cost anything between 140 to 170 depending where you are in the United Kingdom per week. So 170 for a whole month, that's around 500 and something. She also had to get an early riser where she could go in at 7:30 in the morning. That was like £5 extra. So all of these pounds at the end of the day, they do add up. So also think about that when you're searching for jobs, and first find out if they can put you on permanent shifts, and you take it from there. Yeah. Oh, one last thing there. This is a silly advice, but I'm just going to put it out there. If both of you are in the same sector under the healthcare visa, and both of you can qualify to be the main applicant, my advice would be, you see the one who is patient, who goes by the book, who loves to stick to their hours, and who loves to rest, let that one be the main applicant. And they are just strict. They just work there 4 days, or they just work there 3 days. And then the dependent, you see the one that loves to hustle, let that one be the one who's going to be a dependent, who will be willing to work shifts, who will be willing to work agency shifts, because agency shifts, they do pay very well, Bantase. They do pay very, very well. So you can find that per hour, you could be taking £30 per hour shifts. So you will do your own registration, pay for your own examinations if you need to go through any, and then you start now getting experience and get into the working force and start. So that's just my advice for those who are lucky that both of them, they're in the same sector and they're willing to work. Yeah. Oh, Mara, yes. Another thing, Footy guys, yes, this video is just all over, but it's been bothering me. This is very important, actually. Other people will go out there and say, my partner has been a head of the IT department, the head of marketing, the head in accounting, the head wherever in the healthcare sector. Please be aware that you might have to downgrade and start working your way up, because what is for sure is that here in the UK, when it comes to promotion, usually they promote people who are already inside the company. It's hardly that they would headhunt a manager who doesn't even have UK experience. So I know a lot of people might be willing to move, but you find that wherever that they are, they're already in those high paying jobs and they already have a team that works under them. Please be willing to downgrade, start from the bottom, or just your middle point of where you are now with your nice CV. Just get inside, just start, and then work your way up. Yeah, we are closing this video here, guys. So thank you so much for all dependents. You can do it. You will find a job, and all the best until our next video, guys. Don't forget to comment, guys. Please like my video. The more you like it, the more YouTube recommends it to more people. When you comment down below, then it's good. It shows that there's engagement in my channel. And when you share, I'm very happy. You are here, close to my heart, close to my heart.
And my heart too.
Yeah, even in Bunny's heart too. Bye, guys.